put all city employees on strict 10-day sick leave.
Strict 10 days.
I have no idea what the controversy would have been, whether they were taking more or less than that in sick days. I don't know. The city should purchase several sidewalk snowplows.
That is
not a bad idea.
As a matter of fact, in American City and County and everything, that was suggested. Matter of fact, Vito suggested that a long time ago, being one of these small.
Right.
Don't they have one now? Does Church Street by the cemetery I saw somebody?
Yeah, well, I think that was City Hall.
That's City Hall.
You get the little ATVs, you go right along there around the main arteries and open them up. I mean, you don't have to be very brilliant to think of that. It's practical to do it. Right now we got like one at City Hall and one at the Public Safety Building.
And
do we really have? We don't have the ATVs. We got a
we just got a regular
tractor.
Right.
All right. Big deal.
Right. Well, there are a lot of places at the. I mean, there are a lot of sidewalks in the city and bridges that are supposed to be maintained by the city and aren't maintained at all.
You see people dangerously walking out in the main arterials.
Even across the river bridge.
Well, I can attest to that in many cases.
Okay. And then the next one, how about making the proposed athletic field near the senior high school a World War II memorial field?
Yeah.
That field, I think, was built next to the old Lynch building, probably where the annex is now, where the swimming pool annex. The city owned all that land between Lynch and the back of Glen Avenue, and they gave it to the school district somewhere in the late 40s for a new athletic field. Okay. Which brings up one of my real pet peeves that's going to be in my book. Starting in 1945 and concluding in 1946. Trees were planted all around the Wilbur Lynch High School. 88 trees representing the 88 Amsterdam High graduates who had died during the war. Most of them Lynch graduates, some predated Lynch, but all the Amsterdam High graduates got a tree. And they were all separately numbered on a chart. I have the chart with the index as to which, and they had memorial crosses or plaques on these trees. Those disappeared by 1946. People were just picking them up and walking away with them, vandals. Today, there's maybe a dozen of the original trees left. Over the years, they got ripped up for this reason or that reason, and by the time they were taking them down, nobody even remembered why they were there.
It's sacrilegious.
It is sacrilegious. It is. It is. Most of them were up by where the tennis courts are now on the north end of the
city.
Shows
how quick people forget.
Quick people forget. It was only a very short period of time. Third, here's the third prize winners. We need another thoroughfare to parallel Main Street. Well, we got that. That's the arterial, and
which they were supposed to correct.
Which destroyed Main Street.
We were told that they were going to come in and correct all of that. Yeah. Where are they?
The part of the city visible from the railroad should be cleaned and beautified to give a view more to the liking of travelers. Beauty instead of ash heaps, clotheslines, and backs of tenements.
I can understand what they were saying.
But you know what? That's the same in every city you go through, because that's why the expression the wrong side of the tracks came up. Living near the railroad is going to be the poverty area, right? All right. But it's understandable. We could paint murals on the backs of the tenements.
Paint what?
Murals. Put murals on the backs of the tenements.
Or have our local artists tag them.
How about, listen to this. The land above the senior high school, that would be Lynch, formerly used as a dump, should be converted into a park or playground.
It's Four Diamonds.
I think that's the Four Diamonds.
Yeah, this is Four Diamonds.
But it was interesting. It was a dump. How do you like that? It was probably a C&D landfill.
There's a lot of them around the city uncovered.
Yeah.
Go on.
Most of our athletic fields are built on
down
C&D.
In Albany.
Sure. We should fix up that part of the city next to our source of natural beauty, the Mohawk, which of course kind of parallels the railroad one. It's kind of the same thing, but.
And they moved the railroad, remember, after that.
Right. A waste disposal system should be purchased or built so that waste would no longer have to be A waste disposal system should be purchased or built so that waste would no longer have to be dumped into the river, which would then be ideal for boating and swimming. Now, this is, of course, we're talking about a sewage treatment plant here, apparently. They're saying waste in the way that waste used to be
and
written.
we were one of the first that did that, actually.
Yeah, but you know what? It took the national government, really, to do that. Because nobody wanted to clean up their section of the river because the section up the river was still dumping stuff, so what was the point? It wasn't until they forced everybody to do it. I mean, they've been talking about building a sewage treatment plant here at least from the early 30s. I mean, there were plans drawn up. There was going to be a combination incinerator and sewage treatment plant at one time, early 30s. And, of course, let's see, this suggestion is 1946. It was, what, about 72 before the sewage treatment plant was built?
Yeah, about the 70s.
Yeah. We should provide a good hotel. There are probably more complaints from outsiders about our hotel facilities than about any other thing. I'll get into that in a second because I just want to read the last one. A more stable entertainment program for teenage youth should be provided. That was like a suggestion every year. And every time, how many youth centers were built over the years? And they lasted about 10 minutes and then, because the kids didn't want to hang out in them. They wanted to hang out
in the mall.
At the bars. Or the mall, or whatever.